Alright, so we've standardized our gauge, and it's given me the message that it's passed and it's ready for testing. So now I can hit Perform a Density Test. And it takes me right into the density section. Now, the first thing that you should take notice of when you're coming into a project is whether or not there are retests that need to be addressed. A retest means that somebody took a test and it failed, and a retest is you're testing that same location trying to get a passing test. You need to be saving all tests that you conduct in the field, whether they pass or fail. So we would check here, check out my 5 retests, and this is where I would come if I needed to run a retest. I would click here. Let's say I recognize that I'm at backfill at this. We'll pretend this makes sense. So click on that, and it takes you into a new record that you're making. This is a new test you're taking, but it's already filled out the location and the details for you because this is the information from the failing test. It takes that information that was entered and puts it in here for you because you should be at the same location trying to get a passing test. So that's how you would manage retests, and you would just run through and complete this as if it were a regular test, which we'll get to in a moment. But I just wanted to point out that you need to be aware of retests, and if there are any, you need to make sure that you address them. So that's just something to keep in mind. And another useful tool here is Manage Density Tests. This is how you can see what the guys previous to you have done, what tests they've gotten. So when you click on this, up here, these are your search filters. Up above, Run a Retest. This is how you can search for tests that have been completed already. You can search by technician, you can search by test type, you can search by the test date if you know it. You can also search by the test status. And this also shows you the retests first right off the bat. It shows you, hey, you have some retests. Do you need to address these? And underneath are your search results. Those are blank. So right now it's not showing me previous tests that have passed. And now I'm going to choose a filter. But honestly, you can just leave that blank and hit search. And now when we scroll down below the retests, these are the search results for any test ever taken on this project. And there are a lot here, which is why the filters are useful. So I'm going to scroll up here, and I'm going to choose Complete. And I'm going to choose a soil nuclear gauge test. And now I'm going to hit Search. And so now when I scroll down, I have still a lot of results, but they're fewer. So now, if I wanted to see, okay, so so-and-so ran a test September 5th, I want to see what these results are. You just tap anywhere in here. And now it's taken me to the record, and I can see what was done. I see it was a new gauge test. It was done by Lindsay Bartz on this date. It was backfill. Same old thing. I can see everything that's been done. I can go through and see the specs. I can see the proctor that was used. I can see more information about the proctor if there is any. The specifications, the moisture tolerance, the compaction requirement, and of course I can see the actual test results, which gauge they used, the probe depth, their counts, everything. I can see all of this, and this was actually a failing test, but at any rate I can see what happened here, and if they'd made any notes here, they can see that as well. So the notes are actually a good place to leave comments if you're on a part-time job and you know somebody coming out tomorrow. Anything you wanted to convey to that person, you would want to put in here, because then they can see that, and the client does not see notes that are entered here. So then when you hit finish, you can't actually modify this, so there's no save down here because it's already been completed, so you would just hit back. And that's how you can see what has been done previously on a project. And Felicia will no longer be sending previous density tests to you because you can see them for yourself. As we continue onwards and get away from the date of the last ones that were done in the Excels, she will not be sending them to you. And that's how you can navigate to see old tests and to manage retests.